It's the Takeoff, powered by American Airlines. Stacey Pates and Mark Stabina with you, and happy Father's Day to all of our fathers out there. Happy to have you with us. You know, San Diego back at Torero for the first time in 450 days. A nice change after their loss to Utah.
And let's talk about that loss for a second. Simply devastation for San Diego. They had 6 tries early. They seemed to have the game wrapped up, but those 33 missed tackles, most of which were in the last 15 minutes, enabled Utah to come back and literally steal victory out of their grasp, despite the efforts of the speedy backline. They're going to have to improve on those missed tackles against LA.
A nice drive down the 405 in this Southern California clash. LA's been playing so great at the Coliseum, but the San Diego faithful bring a little bit different atmosphere.
They should. And LA, well, they lost to Atlanta in round 11, and they had a week off to think about it. And then they returned to their galloping Giltinis best 8 tries. Look at an all-round performance against Houston, and those statistics just reflect that. They are going to be on fire, and San Diego, no, they're going to have to play the match of their lives to overcome the Giltinis today.
Absolutely right, and a 28-point victory for LA in their first meeting with San Diego, and the Legion have added some exciting new faces.
They have. Head-to-head, you know, the real winner of this match today, Stacey, will be the spectators. Us, sitting in the safety of our own homes and also the stands of Torero Stadium. Because if they can just maintain this scoring record, then there's going to be tries galore, 8 or 9 tries indeed. And offense will not be the only feature today. It will be defensive display by both teams. Given those statistics, 13.4 missed tackles is extremely low, the lowest in the league for the Giltinis, and the turnover tackles of San Diego at the moment are starting to look like vintage black and red wall for them. Let's have a look at the centres today. This will be an area of intrigue, the battle between Morani and Lewitz, and they have some great statistics despite only having nearly half the amount of game time as these two combined, and that's Adam Ashley Cooper, the Wallaby legend, and his fellow Aussie centre partner today, Luke Burton. Similar statistics, apart from obviously way more game time. That would suggest that, you know, San Diego centres have more of an impact, but will it be experience? Who will be the centres of attention today?
Once again, happy Father's Day to all of our viewers, including the guys calling this game, Ben Holden and James Patterson, after the break.
Today's presentation of Major League Rugby is brought to you by American Airlines, the official airline and travel partner of Major League Rugby. Geico, where 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. And Guaranteed Rate. You can make your dream home happen. Get started at rate.com today.
72 and perfectly sunny and clear in San Diego. Here comes showtime. The LA Giltinis. Can they ever rack up the points, and have they? 9-2 as they invade Torero Stadium. March 8th of 2020, the last time the San Diego Legion have played on the home pitch. And today they get to do it against their neighbors from the north. Great to have you with us today alongside former USA Eagle James Patterson and U.S. Olympian Abby Giltinis. My name is Ben Holden. James, San Diego's got to win this match today if they want to stay alive in the race in the West. LA, they've had troubles on the road. Their 2 losses have come away. How do you see it unfolding today?
Yeah, the San Diego on a bit of a hot streak, winning 3 of their last 4 after dropping 6 of their first 9 games. But it's this Giltinis side. They've been caught by Utah, and they want that top seed to host the final.
They certainly have. Utah has won their last 3 in dramatic late match fashion. You've always got to keep an eye on Patty Ryan, the tight head prop. Who else do you like up front for San Diego?
Yeah, it's Chris Robshaw. The leadership from him, coming back from a shoulder injury. It's great to see him back in that jersey this season. And looking at the back line, we're focusing on number 12, Tion Lutz. He was playing club rugby in Milwaukee earlier this season, and now he's only second to Mikey Teo statistically in terms of ball carrying meters per game and ball carries.
We'll dive into him as we go along. There's a lot more I know you want to add on him. For the Giltinis, 4 starters out of their original lineup from Friday, 11 changes we were informed of at noon. They're a banged-up bunch.
They are, and banged up gives an opportunity we rarely see in professional rugby. Number 7, Billy Meeks, usually a center, lines up in the 7's jersey. And in the back line, you'll look for the experience of Cardi. Matt Gitto was a late withdrawal with a quad strain. during kicking practice, so he'll step in, but the experience of Adam Ashley Cooper will certainly settle them down.
Second match that Cardi has played against San Diego. Gito hasn't been able to play in either one. Who grabs your eyes, James, amongst all these guys in the bench and on the reserve list?
It is the front row reserves from both sides. Peter Malcolm, Chris Bowman, and then the return of Marco Fepula'i for the Giltinis.
Head coaches, well, for San Diego, it's a joint effort. They use two, and Zach Test, and they go with Scott Murray as well. He handles their scrum and their guys up front. And Darren Coleman, the Australian great, is the head coach for the LA Giltinis. Our match officials brought to us by the Rugby Shop. And a veteran, a great one, in Mike Lash out of New Zealand, wearing the wireless microphone. The ARs are Austin Reed and Devin O'Crump. San Diego in the black uniforms. Los Angeles wearing the whites, and the match is underway here in round 14. Second time these two groups have met, and it wasn't close, James. The first time they met was on April 24th in the Coliseum, a 45-17 win. But as you and I have talked throughout the week, this is an entirely different San Diego team. We didn't think we were going to see an entirely different LA team, but for San Diego, it's a much different team.
Yeah, only 5 players played in that first match in that starting roster. They've done a very good job recruiting throughout the season, and this is a much different side.
There's the kick away. What do you anticipate, maybe a trend or two early on in this match to look for?
I think it's the Giltinis. They're going to have to change their game plan a little bit. They're going to want to avoid any situation that involves a scrum. It's very difficult scrumming in international rugby, and then you put in this position where you've got a back supporting a front row forward. It's very difficult.
All right, we will certainly keep an eye on that. You're loaded with the telestrator next to me, so I know you're anticipating work on that. Here's a turnover, and San Diego is on it. Dean Muir with the ball. Advantage being played here, and taken down into touch, and we'll get the call from Mike Lash.
His hands in the ruck there from number 7. That was Billy Meeks getting in over the ball for the first time and coughs up a penalty. If you look at the 2 games they've lost this season, the 2 games they lost due to penalty kicks. So I would anticipate we're going to see them taking points where possible.
Well, this is as physical a game as you'll see, but here's a big hit on Den Hoot right there as he got popped in good fashion by Cam Clark.
Line, man. Use the line.
Yeah, we've seen this the last few weeks. A lot more pressure on defense from this Legion side.
That's what they've hung their hat on. In the previous, 2 full seasons of MLR, just 5 matches played last year before COVID shut things down. LA scored the most points in the opening 20 minutes in the league, 127. San Diego has not been good on the opposite side. They have conceded the second most at 101 in the opening 20. So here you go. You talked about it off the onset. The scrum is going to be a key in this match.
And that was great work at the line-out. Giltinis have one of the best line-outs statistically in the league, and they're very good defending the maul. It's great work penetrating that San Diego maul, able to hold the ball up. Obviously, a maul goes to ground, you hold it up, you enforce the turnover, and you'll get the feed to the scrum.
Okay. Yeah.
The matchup you'll want to be watching here is Blake Rogers against Paddy Ryan. Paddy Ryan, so much professional experience, and we talk about the impact of a loose forward. A loose forward's on the side of the scrum, but they're the stability. They allow that tight hip prop to do what he needs to do, and Billy Meeks has been thrown into it. First attempt here to be able to be in this position. They're going to be under a lot of pressure.
Goddard sends it in their scrum half for LA. And the call goes against LA there.
A lot of pressure, and I could have
gone in the match. San Diego 31 points entering the day, 5-7. There's the pressure from Meeks coming up here, James.
Yeah, you can see it. A lot of pressure coming through there. Meeks tries to flip the ball back, but prior to this change with Meeks, San Diego are an excellent scrummaging team and 90% efficiency when it comes to retaining their own ball. The addition of Paddy Ryan coming back into this team throughout the season has really taken them to another level.
2019 MLR Forward of the Year was Paddy Ryan, and the cagey veteran, Joe Peterson, as it set on the tee as he adjusted there for the first kick attempt in the match. 60 seconds to put boot into leather. Peterson missed a handful of matches earlier this season. To our point earlier about San Diego and all the changes, he missed the first match. In fact, too did the veteran Joe Peterson. And Peterson feeling right at home back in Torero. That one is money. And San Diego on top, 3-0. As we take a look at our keys to victory, and they are brought to us today by Rhino Rugby. James?
Yeah, if it's San Diego, territory is important. Joe Peterson is second in the league in terms of meters gained off the boot, and they want to play it in the right area of the field because this Giltinis side scores more tries in the opening 40 than any other team in Major League Rugby. And for LA, it's applying as much pressure as possible to the San Diego offense. What they want to do is have them forced to kick in positions early without a lot of go-forward ball.
Good stuff. In LA's 9 wins, I'm a bit of a stat nerd, and I'm going to prove it right here. They've outscored the opposition 389 to 171, meaning they've averaged 43 to 19 per match. In their 2 losses, which have both come on the road, they've been outscored 17.5 to 14 for whatever that's worth. But there's got to be something to that formula, right?
Yeah, and it's the ability to score early. 35 tries in the first half. That's more than 3 entire MLR teams have scored all season.
Giltinis having off the lineup. Bit unsettled here. And we're going to scrum it up here in the 7th minute. The scoreboard on the top of your screen, you see what they averaged in the first 20 minutes. It's no joke.
You going to line up? Yeah, okay. Line out's cool.
So there's the verdict. They opt for the lineup.
So they get the option.
It's a pretty good option under the pressure that they had at that scrum time. They've elected the line out. One of the best lineouts in the league. They score a lot of points off lineouts. We've got an 86.1% lineout efficiency, and a big reason for that is David Dennis. He is their primary lineout option, number 4.
McNulty sends it in. There is big number 4 up to get it. Positions himself into that maul.
That's one. Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Giltinis get it free. A little bit of space, but the Legion getting there in a hurry. The black shirts get to it. Goddard gets it out of there. Short side of the pitch. Goddard again. Powering ahead. Spun free again by Goddard. Good tackle made there by C.C. Mahoney. Back in the starting group in the selections for San Diego this week. Giltinis trying this side of the pitch now. Goddard gets it free. Good tackle made there. To take down the ball carrier there.
Stay.
Meeks taken down. Chipping away here is Los Angeles.
Stay here. 9. That'll do. Contest lost.
Robshaw the first to greet him. Got some help from a teammate there on the tackle. Working their way toward the 5-meter is Los Angeles. Giltinis players slowing it up there, hobbling there. You see him on the left side of your screen. Spun free. Now they're going to try the far side. Good offload there. Tackle made there by Sam Wuching.
Yeah, thank you, but offside. Advantage 5.
You hear the advantage called offside by Mike Lash on San Diego. And there's the whistle here into the 10th minute. And San Diego on top 3-0.
That was good.
It was Mahoney that got an offside position, but It's very good defense from this Legion side. They struggled at the start of the season, but over the last 4 games, they've actually got a higher tackle efficiency than this Giltinis side at 85.2%. And one of the reasons is they're not attacking at the break line. They're fanning out very well. And against this Giltinis line that runs such a effective second line of attack, they're applying a lot of pressure outside of that forward pod inside.
Yeah, and I understand that.
Yeah. So can you just keep an eye on that one?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's cool. The key thing is, don't make me have to start looking at you guys for the same thing.
Well,
okay?
If we do it, you penalise us.
Yeah, agreed. But let's be mindful that as long as you guys keep yourselves clean, it's easy for me to see them doing stuff wrong.
It is Dave Dennis, who you mentioned a couple of moments ago. I love those conversations. I think it's one of the great aspects of the sport. Referees, guys like Lash, JP Doyle, Scott Green, incredible at what they do, and there's no gray area, you know. There's no guessing, right?
No, Lash, he's quite a character. He's had so many moments throughout the season. He's quite a character off the field as well. What a good laugh. Follow his Instagram account. He's certainly enjoying his experience in the United States.
Yeah, you told me that. So Luke Burton's going to try this here, the penalty kick for 3 to even the matchup. And 4 conversion kicks when they played in that earlier meeting that we referenced back in late April, and this one is awful close, and it gets just inside of the right post. Or did it? No, now they're saying it didn't. It was really close. They're going to have to talk about this. It didn't look from our vantage point that it went over. Here's a look, James.
You know, good?
The referee actually overcalled his touches in behind, so you can see it here. Flirting with that upright, straight over the top. Yeah. The ARs put up their flags. They're kind of a little bit of indecision there. I mean,
yeah. It's going to be tough to tell on that angle. I think the angle that we showed was the best angle, so no 3 points. Mike Lash stepping in there, as you said, partner, and we play on from the halfway line. The Giltinis send it skyward. Peterson back there and couldn't handle it. We got a whistle. And let's get down to the pitch and check in with Abby Giltinis. Abby, first of all, great to have you with us. Second of all, congrats on making the Olympic team. What do you have for us?
Thank you, guys. I am pitch side here in San Diego. The atmosphere is absolutely buzzing. The stands are filled. Everyone is so excited to be here for the first time in over a year at Torero. It's a beautiful sunny day here in San Diego, and everyone's amped for this Southern California matchup.
Thank you, Abby. Yeah, no doubt. It was 2 years ago this Sunday on Father's Day that this stadium was jam-packed, over 6,000. Whatever the capacity was, I'm sure it was well over it when the 2019 championship was played. So here are the Giltinis, and back inside of the 22 off the lineup.
Knock on off flag, scrum.
Back to scrum time here, James. In the 12th minute, late in the 12th minute.
Plenty of extra commentary coming in there. And that is Meeks. He's come out from the back position. He's in the forwards and he's already in the referee's ear. Usually you're only standing out in the back line heckling at him. Now you get to get up close and personal with him.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a tough change, but how can a guy, or how do you think maybe a guy like Alex Corbacero helped with this part, with him? Anything you think might have went on there with him, moving up in position like that?
Yeah, I'm sure he was involved in terms of technique and being able to support his loose head prop. So we see a good overhead view, but just too much pressure from this Legion scrum.
Goddard gets it free. No room. San Diego has been planted and waiting for LA. This is the second time they've been inside of the 22 like this. They've spread it across the pitch, but they really haven't made any north progress with the pill.
Stay.
Goddard taking a look, spins it free. Trying to go right back inside there to LA. Tackle made there by Patty Ryan. Tom Franklin, number 4. Signed him just a couple of weeks ago. Again, they're moving it, but they're moving it east-west. Great support by San Diego here. Now they're inside of the 5-meter. Is Los Angeles. And San Diego comes up with a turnover inside of the 5.
Let's go, 9. No, stay there. Stay there.
Knew that was coming. Booted out of there quickly by Denison.
What a crucial turnover. It was unbelievable work at the tackle. I believe that was Thomas Morani. We're going to have a good look here. Oh, coming in from the back, Santiago Iglesias. Just the experience of the 41 test player from Argentina. Got himself in perfect position to get over the ball and enforce a turnover.
After it's kicked into touch now, it's the line out here.
Yeah, 5. No, you
Bodies strewn all over the place, and that's Robshaw coming away with it in there.
Keep him right on his feet, head right. Holding on.
Not releasing the ball there. It was actually Robshaw that was able to get through the middle of that maul.
I disagree. 2 meters.
Came through legally, was able to find himself in a position where he turned the ball over. Was just a little bit disassociated from the rest of his forward pack. So we take a look at the replay here, and it's great work from San Diego. Able to get in the right spots, working through that maul. When you see the experience of Robshaw here, as he actually comes through, he's able to steal the ball away, just away from his players. And there's Meeks, his first turnover in the loose forwards.
So another opportunity here via the penalty kick here for Los Angeles. Just tuning in, they missed one 3-4 minutes ago.
Making me think twice with the ball's around.
See if they can even the score up here.
Yes, make sure it is. Yeah.
About the same spot here, James, where Burton missed the earlier one. And he misses the second one. So it remains 3-0 San Diego in the 17th minute from Torero Stadium. Tune in every Tuesday on Fox Sports to catch Major League Rugby's official TV show. It's MLR All Access. Mark and Stacy will cover every moment of the weekend's action in under 30 minutes and highlight all the action. You don't want to miss it on America's only rugby TV show. Heavy hit there as LA trying to play that ball. San Diego's got it back. They've been doing a lot of defending here. Let's see what Peterson and the Legion attack can do. Heavy shot delivered there.
Yeah.
LA has twice had it deep inside of San Diego territory. San Diego with 2 missed penalty kicks. They came in first in MLR at 11.5 points per match in the opening 20 as we approach the opening 20 in our first hydration break. And they've got a goose egg on the scoreboard to this point.
What a kick. That was a beautiful kick, being able to put that down in the corner. That's going to put a lot of pressure. As you see Cardi, who was doing the sweeping at the back. He's been quite a revelation for the Giltinis, and he's earned his selection, and this is one of the reasons he's been chosen in this Eagles roster. Just able to find space in behind, over the head of Iglesias, and right down into that corner. And I'd expect them, a team that steals almost 20% of opposition lineouts, they're going to have a real crack at this one.
Just make sure you're distinctive. Yes.
Cardi getting the start here today. Played in the other match as Gitto is dealing with some injury problems in that one. LA gets it. Went deep on the line out.
Great defense at the back.
Diego again.
Strong.
Unbelievable defense. That man, Rob Shaw, again. You can see him come in here, able to get himself over the top, twist in, keep the ball up.
Too high for Franklin. Throw in, and Giltinis discussing what they want to do here. They had 3 tries in the first 5 minutes when these two teams met back on the 24th of April. But this one, a much different lineup for San Diego and a different lineup today for LA. Back down, knocking on the door once again. Can the Giltinis get in here? 2 missed penalty kicks. And the ball came out again. And San Diego forcing yet another turnover inside of the 5-meter.
And that came from good work again. They're really dominating the collision, San Diego, so far.
Hydration break here. We've reached the midway point of the opening half here on FS2. San Diego on top of LA, 3-0.
Dustin Poirier wanted a better life, built it. Wanted respect, earned it. Wanted a title, won it. Decided to change the world, doing it. You know how my man keeps accomplishing everything he sets out to do? He believes that he can. Guaranteed Rate is a mortgage lender who understands the power of belief. First home, dream home, whatever your goal, you can make it real. Because if you believe, you will.
Nothing. San Diego on top of LA here on this Sunday evening in the East, in the afternoon in California. Let's check in with our Olympian, Abby Giltinis. Abby, let's welcome you in. Good smile, beautiful to see you. Congrats to you. Tell us about another Olympian.
Thank you so much. Belting match going on here today in San Diego. But in other news, the Giltinis released Harry McNulty earlier this season. And earlier today in Monaco, he helped Ireland qualify for the Tokyo Olympics this summer. Absolute success, beating France in the final. And Harry McNulty sealed the deal with a winning try. Incredible performance. Well done to him. And back to you guys.
All right, Abby, thanks. And James, I know you can add to that. You were excited to hear that news, I know, earlier.
Yeah, and the fact that he got the winning try. I know his brother was tweeting him this morning. Just a fantastic achievement anytime you get to represent your country, let alone going to the Olympics.
Bad line out here from LA goes right into the waiting hands of Dean Muir. And San Diego, again, they have defended a ton in this match, and they have done it very well. Leading 3-0 on the penalty goal, a kick by Joe Peterson. They get it free, and they're going to get a little breathing room here, at least try to, as they boot it down the pitch. Giltinis will return the favor.
Outside. Good nut. Ball's live, play on.
Heard Lash with the word, said play on. And the whistle comes here, and not so fast. LA's going to be stopped here.
Great kick by Peterson. A good heads-up play. He was able to throw the ball in 5 meters to himself and go downfield amazingly for Peterson. The team was 1-4 without him. He's come back in, and he's averaging 42 meters per kick per game over the last 4 games. That's huge when it comes to overcoming any territory deficit you might have in a match.
36 years young. Giltinis get it right this time on the lineup. See if they can matriculate their way down the pitch here a little bit. Short side of it. Randy over there trying to help out on the tackle. Goddard's got it. To the back. Very little room for LA without 4 starters. Now a little bit of room. They break free and nearly tripping them up. This one then booted ahead. The Giltinis trying to race down there and get it. And San Diego gets on it. the young man we talked about earlier, Tion Lutz, and now getting a little bit hot here in San Diego. Great hustle from Lutz. The Giltinis didn't like that, and they're still going at it here.
Of course, the scrum half is always in there. Arrives late, but has the last word every time. She sees a nice one coming there, but fantastic cover defense by Lutz. But it came from a great heads-up play by Bryce. That's the experience of Bryce. You see them blitzing up so hard on the outside, and he was able to cut back in.
Dave, real quick.
Let's get the word here from Mike Lash.
I have no idea what that was all about. I know many of you were. But let's just play some rugby, yeah?
Surprised tempers were flaring in a rugby match.
Adam,
I'm kidding, of course.
Yeah, what's your foot?
Separated these two stadiums where these two teams played 121 miles, about 2 hours and 9 minutes, depending on the traffic in Los Angeles. Now at the halfway line, the Giltinis. They've been in this end of the pitch a lot, but they have been stymied on more than one occasion inside of the 5-meter. San Diego has brought their hard hats and their lunch pails today for this one. Right on it. Once again is San Diego. Not much room.
No, move. East to west. Don't rock to the tackle.
Now we pick it up. Let's go.
Penalty called against San Diego there.
No. What are you doing?
Going to take a look here at the ability of Bryce. He sees the defense really coming up hard on the outside. He's able to find the offload, and here's Lutz. He had a lot of ground to cover on Goddard. Just had too much pace, and the scramble defense, and just the ability to be able to get out of these positions. Now, who would have thought we'd be in the game now? A little over 20 minutes. The Giltinis have had 72% possession and 73% territory, and they don't have any points on the board.
And they missed 2 penalty kicks. If San Diego's going to win this match, this is going to have to be the recipe for them. It has to be. They need points, and they need them desperately. They need 5 here today to help their cause. They entered the day at 5-7, but more importantly, 31 points, 5 back of Austin. Austin plays at Seattle tonight at 8 Eastern. 15 back of Utah. In the West, 15 back of LA as well. So here's another opportunity on the tee for Los Angeles. Can they make this one count? On the way up and no good. No good again. 0 for 3 in kicks, and they just can't find it.
And this is more penalty attempts than we've seen the Giltinis take in any game all season. And one wonders, just with all the last-minute changes, whether they're just trying to find what kind of a game plan is going to work against San Diego. Because at the moment, San Diego are really just out-muscling them, especially in the forward pack. They're bullying this LA forward pack at the collision.
Good turnout for the first home game, true home game for San Diego since early March. Offload there and mishandle, but the Giltinis get it back. As James just said, the territory and the possession over 70%, but nothing to show for it for the Giltinis to this point. Kick through, played by San Diego, and they're going to release the pressure and send this into touch here. In the 24th minute of the match.
Another great clearance, and again, you just see the impact of that blitz defense on this Giltinis attack.
Sean McNulty, their hooker. Looks to get some execution here.
I'm happy.
Tip free, but they get it. Tip twice and gathered in. There's that muscle James mentioned right there. They have been spot on defensively. With the exception of Bryce getting through there, that's really the only long run they've had. Again, 2 black shirts there. Tom Franklin among those in there.
Got a mark. Oh, back here. Cancel.
Another brilliantly executed kick into the corner.
Hardy. Sent right back down.
Thank you.
Bryce has got it again. And it's stripped away. Penalty against Los Angeles here.
He's on the ground, he's out again.
Penalty for playing the ball on the ground there against the Giltinis, and really one of the first opportunities for the San Diego side to get into Giltinis territory.
Yep. Great to see the San Diego faithful back in the stadium, and Torero, you touched on it earlier, James. San Diego's won 3 of their last 4. The one last week, I mean, just a gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, whatever you want to call it, loss to Utah, who has found their mojo. But San Diego came in the last 4, averaging basically 41 a game, 40.75 per match, allowing just a touch under 26.
And a big reason for that is consistency in their roster. They're able to field the same players every week. They're building chemistry together, and some of these signings they've made have been massive in terms of their impact on their performance on the pitch.
No question about it. Muir got it in there off the line out. Into the maul we go now.
1-1 entry.
Out of the back. Into space. Peterson goes wide with it. Off the mark. On the hop, though, it's picked up and played by Bassan.
Here.
Always dangerous in this end of the field is beyond Bassan.
Yeah,
he's not from Finland, but man, can he ever finish? 2 waiting there. They take down the Legion. Spun free to the back. Peterson got it off short side of the pitch. Heavy shot delivered there, taken down the Giltini defender there. Was being played there for San Diego, and you heard Mike Lash. It's over. Now Peterson looks for an opening. They find it. Good tackle out there, one-on-one in space by Los Angeles. Nyson gets it free. Spin move there.
Pin on his feet.
Great work at the breakdown. That was Cardi and Adam Ashley Cooper able to get straight over the top of the ball, get a turnover to relieve some of this pressure, but great attack from the San Diego Legion side as we look at this, and it's just a little show and go down the blind side by Marani, and then just copybook technique there. Adam Ashley Cooper right over the top of the ball. I think Cardi gets credit for it, but got himself a little bit isolated. One felt like he could have given that down the sideline. It was a good interchange between the hands.
DTH Van der Merwe out today. 10 tries for Los Angeles. Gitto's out. Hoydeman's out. JP Smith is out. San Diego, the only points in the match, a penalty kick goal by Joe Peterson early on. The Giltinis have missed 3 kicks.
One, straight off. Then they got the ball.
Penalty against Blake Rogers there for leaving his feet straight away, diving over the top in support. And you can see just, this is a big game for this Legion.
Patty Ryan and McNulty going at it. I mean, they basically have to win this to have a shot to get into the playoffs. Need 5 points in the worst way. Thought they had it last week.
Here's Rogers coming in support. He's just diving off his feet. You've got to keep your feet, support your own body weight. In that situation, he just goes straight over the top. One thing we haven't talked about is the impact of losing someone like DTH Van der Merwe.
Yeah.
He's a player that's, tied third in the league for tries. He makes a lot of line breaks. He had a problem with his knee, and it flared up this last week, and it's been a real problem and a real miss not having him on the field today.
One of those 4 starters we mentioned out. Bobbled, picked up by the Giltinis, though. For the Legion, as they go right at the Giltinis, then Hoot in there. You were trying to clean some house in the ruck there.
You're tackled, you got to let go of the ball.
There's a call.
Hi.
Didn't release there, so says Lash, LA. San Diego, I beg your pardon, had the ball
Tackle
there.
must release.
If we ever hear that, we just fucking fly.
I will.
Another beauty. That's 3 of them they put down there, right?
I think we gave the accolades earlier to Peterson in terms of the meters he's able to rake off. Well, I tell you what,
Cardi.
Look at the meters gained on this kick from his 22 right down inside around the 5-meter line. He's been peeling off meters all day long with his boot.
Hey?
Well done by Luke Cardi.
It's not your ball, penalty.
Product of Ireland. First career start was in Houston early on in April. Up high to get it. And the Legion not taking kindly to that.
Hey, don't come in. Yeah, I've got him. Yeah, I've got him.
Always a hard-hitting physical affair when this sport is played, but as you mentioned, James, San Diego's got to have this match.
Austin will have a spell on the check.
Just overthrown here as he goes up to get the ball. Yeah, taken. Player was taken in the air there. Hands go up straight away, but the infraction was already made. And the accuracy, though, at the line-out, uncharacteristics from the Giltinis.
Landed Danish on his back, sort of upper shoulder back. So I'm a yellow card. Team what? Yeah, that's it. Safe. It is, yeah. Good. Look, I understand there was no malice and negative towards it. However, here's in the air. I've got to protect the player. He's landed dangerous on his back, so it is a yellow card. Okay?
So LA going to be down 10 minutes without a man.
Cam.
On a 14. And it's a key guy.
Situations like that, I can understand the emotional results coming in. What I don't need is all this stuff to carry on. Otherwise, I'm going to have to start the rest. Thank you, mate.
Cardi to the sin bin for 10.
Dangerous tackle.
Yeah, you could hear Mike Lash there. He really didn't have an option. The letter of the law states the players in the air, you're not allowed to make contact with them. It's a dangerous situation. But more importantly, the significance of losing your pivot in terms of Cardi not being on the field for the next 10 minutes. He's been one of the real bright points to this Giltinis attack in the first half, being able to relieve some of the pressure. So it'll be interesting to see who slides into that 10 role.
Who do you think it'll be?
I'd probably think Adam Ashley Cooper might find himself in that position.
All right. San Diego with it.
Play.
32nd minute. Cardi in the sin bin for another 9:25. 14 on the pitch for LA against San Diego's 15. Short side of the pitch. And a breakthrough there was Morani. Getting it over the halfway line, the Legion. Peterson, good move, got it off. And a great tackle in the open field made there by LA. Potentially saving a try. Legion look like they got some juice in those legs in the offensive end of the pitch here. Peterson trying to chip it around, almost got it himself. And the Giltinis come away with it. Good looking brief possession there for San Diego. Ends in a turnover, and the Giltinis back with it.
Here. Steven Conquest out. He's out. Yes, good man.
I'm going to send this the length, at least get it out there as far as they can. Played by the Legion, though.
Yeah.
Taken away again by Los Angeles.
Yeah, stay here. Almost two. Stay there. No. I'll tell you. No, it's inside.
Box kick booted down out halfway line. Peterson down to Anita, played it. Spins it free. Turning on the Jets. Here come the Legion. Trying to break the tackle. Unable to. Lutz trying to help out in there.
No.
As that was Bassan who was flying.
He's absolutely electric.
He is.
If you're going to come in there,
He ran away from his support, and if the Giltinis hadn't left their feet, they had full rights to the ball there, but didn't support their own body weight, dove straight over the top. And if you're San Diego, this is your 5th time down in this territory. You've got to come away with points, especially with a card on.
Yep. Card called on Luke Carty of Los Angeles in the 31st minute. Here's a look back at the speed you were talking about for Bassan.
He's actually isolated himself here, and yeah, he just tripped over going for the ball, but he didn't support his own weight at the tackle.
Off the line out.
That's one.
Into the ball. Can San Diego power this thing in? And the answer is going to be yes! San Diego with a first try of the match. On top. 8-0. And it's Muir that does the dirty work in tight for the Legion.
Finally able to come away with points, and it came off a wonderful driving move from the Legion. As we watch the replay, comes back, it's well taken, and you can see them just rolling this around. The Giltinis, they're trying to counter the weight. As they roll around, they just break off here, and the important thing is when they break off, they stay together without it. Spies the gap himself and just goes straight over the top. Dean Muir with the first points. First try of the match for San Diego.
So Joe Peterson trying to make it a 10-0 count here in the 35th minute. And Peterson with a golden right boot puts it up and through, and it's 10-0. Dean Muir, the 32-year-old out of South Africa. Watch number 2 there, gets in the back, finds a spot. His 3rd season with the Legion, James.
Yeah, and you can see when this broke off, they're able to stay together, and he does the right things as he sees the goal line, able to go straight over the top. That's a very familiar sight in Major League Rugby as hooker scoring. The line-out is by far the most prolific scoring passage of play in Major League Rugby. A lot of tries scored from line-outs, and the benefactors of those is obviously the hooker, one of the last guys to join that maul.
Yep. San Diego right back with it after the kick from Los Angeles. The late stages here of this first half, the Giltinis, that is not a misprint, folks.
Tackle now.
Goose egg on the board. San Diego with a try from Muir. Peterson the conversion. Joe's got 5 points in the match so far.
Time off. We got a sub. Steven's up here.
That ball was passed back inside the 22, so you can't kick the ball out in the full. You see Iglesias there. Frustrated. He was under a lot of pressure. He should have just kept the ball and carried. Instead, he puts the ball out. The ball will be at the 22, and an opportunity for the Giltinis to really make a statement before halftime.
Saw briefly there the time remaining in the yellow card to Luke Carty. Just a little bit over 4 minutes remaining in that on Carty of Los Angeles. So the Legion, they do what you said, James. They've taken advantage at least once here so far, getting a try, the only try of the match, with Carty in the sin bin. LA trying to counter here before the halftime break. Down 10-0. Tackle by Santiago Iglesias there. Goddard to it. Short range little touch there. Meter or two there, but nothing doing. It has been hard, very hard for Los Angeles to get any space. Bryce, he was able to break free on a long run, but that's been about it. This Los Angeles team with 4 starters out of their lineup from what they originally had selected on Friday. And it all happened happened early this afternoon, East Coast time. Matty Ryan, the tackle for San Diego. Goddard. Try would be massive here for Los Angeles. A little over 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Robshaw with a tackle there. Giltinis trying to spread him out here a little bit. And there is Meeks playing the 7, normally a center, and Los Angeles gets one. They counter, and they get the try. The Giltinis are on the board here in the 39th minute. It's 10-5 with a conversion kick upcoming for Los Angeles, and it's taken in by Ryberg.
Yeah, it was a great job here. Seeing Meeks out wide where he likes to roam, just able to shrug off a couple of defenders. And it was a good heads-up play here. Goddard just coming in close and being able to get over the goal line at the end there, but it came from better passage of play. They were able to get past this double tackle that we've seen from the Legion and finished off in a really crucial passage of play. There's no way you're stopping Johnny Ryberg. He is a big body that close to the line.
5'11", 235, Houston, Texas product. A couple of years ago, he had 13 tries, the MLR record. So here is Burton, who in the first meeting kicked 4 conversions against the Legion. 60-second clock on. Blocked that, and that had something to do with Burton missing another kick.
Those points. It's going to be a tight game. How important is that going to be? The 4th missed kick of the game so far for Burton.
So it remains 10-5 here in the final minute of the match. First half, that is. Still 40 to go. Booted away by Peterson. Luke Carty. A little more than half a minute to go, and the yellow card to him that he got in the 31st minute. Peterson takes a look, surveys, and sends it down.
That's half time, guys.
Finds touch, and that's it. You heard Mike Lash. We've reached halftime, James. San Diego on top, 10-5 on this high-powered, high-octane Los Angeles team. A different lineup today, but what are your biggest takeaways?
The physicality and the pressure that San Diego Legion are putting on. Their line speed and their ability and aggression in the tackle area has really stifled any opportunity of the Giltinis to be able to attack, considering they've had the vast majority of possession and territory in the first half.
All right, very good. It's time now to take a look at our guaranteed rate try summary. A couple of them, and they are going to come the hard way, I think, in this one, James.
Yeah, finally able to take advantage of some of the territory they had, and it came from a great rolling ball from the penalty, and they were able to spin off. Dean Muir was able to show his physicality to dot that ball down over the line. And then just a few moments ago was Billy Meeks finding himself in familiar territory on the outside. And Ryberg, too big, too powerful from this close to the line.
There it is. That's our guaranteed rate try summary. Great to see fans back at Torero Stadium. We've reached halftime here between San Diego and LA. 10-5, Legion on top. Mark and Stacy coming up at the half.
Today's presentation of Major League Rugby is brought to you by Rhino Rugby, the official ball and equipment of MLR. Visit rhinorugby.com for all your rugby needs. And OFX. The next time you are moving money internationally, try OFX.com.
America's finest city, San Diego, California, and the San Diego Legion are back at Torero Stadium. First match they played there in their home stadium since March 8th of 2020. Great to see fans back in the stadium. The restrictions were lifted in California last week, and they're on top of their rivals to the north, the LA Giltinis. Time to go to the American Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. James Patterson, biggest surprise here, aside from Utah yesterday. Anything surprise you or not?
Not really, but Nola Gold has put themselves in the hunt in the East. A crucial victory against the Arrows keeps them within grasping distance, especially since Rugby United New York lost yesterday. But it's the Warriors, heartbreakers of the league.
Later tonight at Starfire, you'll have Seattle and Austin. That one gets underway at 8 Eastern. And when the day started, San Diego, 31 points, 5-7 record, but the points are what matter in MLR. Austin, a 5-point lead on San Diego. This game is a massive one for San Diego if they want to keep hopes alive for the playoffs.
And Seattle looking very good after their performance last week as well. So it could be anyone's match tonight. And
yep, we'll see how that one unfolds. We've still got a half to go here in San Diego, and it's time for the Geico first half highlights. James, take it away.
Yeah, and it came from great ability to execute turnovers. They had all of the territory and possession early on, and San Diego just did enough to avoid getting down points early in this match. And then it was a surprising tactic. They've only attempted 6 penalty kicks all year. Yep. They attempted 3 in the first half. They missed all of them, so they left points off the board. And then there was a yellow card that came in. Cardiff got carded for taking the player in the air. And at this point, you felt all of the momentum shifting to San Diego. They were able to get down the field pretty much immediately here and execute a great driving maul where Dean Muir was the benefactor. And at this stage of the match, as we see Muir come across the goal line here, we just felt like San Diego was going to run away with it. But not if Billy Meeks had anything to say for it. They came down the field. Ryberg was able to slam over, and we have ourselves a ball game.
Conversion kick was missed, so you mentioned the 3 penalty kicks at 9 points off the board. So in essence, 11 points left on the pitch for LA. Stats, most glaring thing for you, James.
Yeah, scrum time, real trouble here. I know it only shows 67% won, but they would have lost both those scrum if the tight head wouldn't have come down for San Diego. So they're really going to need to fix the set piece.
Well, that's a look at the numbers and in terms of the standings in Major League Rugby here in round 14. There they are. LA 9-2, both losses on the road, but it's Utah, Austin, San Diego. They're in a battle for that number 2 spot, James.
Yeah, they are. There's plenty to play for here. San Diego needs a little bit of help, but what helps San Diego is they have to play Austin and Utah.
Yeah.
So that gives them an opportunity to play spoiler for anybody. Austin, one thinks, has the easiest schedule. The opposition has a 44% win record for the Giltinis, but they have a big feat at hand to be able to keep up with this Utah side.
So you saw number 10 there, Luke Carty for Los Angeles. Less than 40 seconds remain in the sin bin for him in the 10-minute yellow card that was assessed in the 31st minute of this match. So we've set the scene. It's 10-5 here. And it's San Diego on top. Los Angeles looking for double-figure wins. They block the kick here. Then they get to it. They track it down. They kick it ahead. Peterson. And goes back out. And it's going to be Carty back in, and we look back at that last sequence.
Adam Ash with the charge down, able to keep the ball in. Good heads-up play from Adam Ashley Cooper here. Peterson tries to find hand and throws it out the back, but I think his foot may have been in touch.
He was in touch, yeah.
He was in touch, Lash say so. Right away in the second half, this is bread and butter for the Giltinis. Line-out ball, the best line-out, one of the best line-outs in the league.
McNulty sends it in. To the maul they go, trying to hold that thing together. Came out the back, Goddard. Got it on. Tackle just shy of the 5-meter line. Goddard finds it. Giltinis, a couple occasions in the first half, they were down here. And inside of the 5, San Diego came up with big turnovers.
Do you want me to just...
At the back, they take a look to the 5. Side to side here, trying to go north with it.
Hi, most men.
Great look at it there. Perspective. Legion trying to come up with another turnover in here.
No, rough and swarm, hands. Back up.
So our referee there, you hear Mike Lash out of New Zealand making the call there. And they go quick to LA, trying to work their way to the line. Looking for another 5 to try this matchup.
Tackle now, hands out, Black, release. Pulls there.
Comes free. Legion standing tall, nothing yet.
Last foot. Line, kids, line, please.
Los Angeles looking to make quick work here to begin this second half and tie this game up. San Diego, can they hold him off? Not yet, not in, not dotted down. And Mike Lash blows the whistle and will reset. What a battle that was.
How about the defense on the goal line by the Legion? Phase after phase after phase. They were just able to win the collision by having a lower body height into contact. And real trouble here.
Let's go, guys.
Rob Shaw looked like he was slow to get up.
It was Rob Shaw.
Yeah.
Good double tackle there. Able to hold the ball up. Slow the ball down, deemed unplayable, so it will be a scrum. And this is a dream result of your San Diego, knowing how powerful your scrum is. And we've had a big loss, too, in the forward pack for the Giltinis. It looks like Charlie Abel came from the field in the first half, and he's been replaced by Sione Tui Lamaka, and he's a... Let's go down to Abby and see what Abby has to say about this last passage of play.
Thanks, guys. I caught up with Phil Greening from the San Diego Legion. Very pleased with the attitude and work rate shown by Legion in the first half to hold the Giltinis to 5 points. He's looking to improve the exits and just control the territory of the game. On the other hand, we had Oreni Ai speaking on the Giltinis, looking to up that tempo and just speaking of the hesitancy holding them back at times, just let it develop, be patient, and take the points when they can. Back to you guys.
All right, very good. Thank you, Abby. And here comes that scrum, James. This scrum for LA here. Goddard will put it into play.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Right at the 5 meter for Los Angeles. Looking to tie this up. Potentially take the lead with a try. And the kick, of course. Inside of the 5 is Los Angeles. Spin out to the back, and they're forced back a meter or two there as Muir was one of the first to get in there. And they go quick, does Los Angeles. And they take it in, and Cottrell, with 11 tries now on the season, came in tied in a massive try for the Giltinis, tying it at 10, James.
It's not often we say a loose forward has a nose for the white chalk, but he does. You see the penalty here was Rob Shaw in over the ball. Referee had called the ruck. He was communicating to him perfectly, and just a good heads-up play by Cottrell, being able to drive in low over the line, and 11 tries in the season.
Yeah. 11 tries. I mentioned it in the first half when Ryberg scored the other LA try, and he had 13 in 2019, and you would think one of those two, maybe both of them, will end up breaking that record that was set back in 2019. So here's a chance for LA to break the tie and take the lead in this match for the first time.
30 seconds. I've got it.
Burton, who had 4 conversion kicks in the first meeting. This one a big one. The way this match is going, maybe one of those 7 or less games, and that one looked like it was going wide left, but he bent it right back in there, and he puts it up and through. And it's a 12-10 Los Angeles lead here in the 47th minute. MLR fans, the Rugby Network is here. Make sure to sign up for the free service at www.therugbynetwork.com. If you miss any of the matches this weekend, they are all available on demand on the Rugby Network, as well as other great highlights and behind-the-scenes content. My partner today is on there every week, man. I enjoy your segment, you and Pat, right? Pat Clifton.
Yeah, Pat Clifton.
Always entertaining.
We tend to have a little bit of fun, some constructive disagreements.
Yes.
As we see a good even contest there off the kickoff.
So a line out coming up here for Los Angeles. They've got the lead. They win this match. It's going to take an awful lot here today. They're down 4 starters, 7 changes to their starting lineup and their selections from last week. 11 changes in total. Darren Coleman and company had to make, and San Diego's loving that as Robshaw's got the pill under his left arm.
Another good attacking opportunity. Talked about some of the changes we just had, and there's Tui Halamaka has come on. He actually tore his tricep off the bone in a trial game at the beginning of the year, as we see the pressure that forces the turnover here. Ball was held up. Robshaw. Every time there's a turnover, Robshaw's not very far away from the ball.
Working out a cramp, little tightness. There's Robshaw. For those that may not be familiar with this man, he's a big deal in the United States, I'll put it that way. Former team captain of England, signed a 2-year deal with San Diego, 2-time player of the year, 66 caps with England, 300 caps, over 15 years with the Harlequins. He is a face that MLR is welcome to have, and a player that they're welcome to have as well.
And just that steadying leadership. 43 of his caps for England were his captain. He's a player. I know he was really disappointed to be able to have the injury at the start of the season, but to see him come back and be a big part in this resurgence of the Legion coming down the stretch is fantastic. And he's actually welcomed in a baby too in his visits over here. So congratulations to him again.
35 years young. Turned 35 on June the 4th. Great look at the scrum. How do you not love rugby? Denison. San Diego, they're looking to counter. Peterson got it free to the outside. They got some speedsters they can go to. That's Clark, who's slowed in his tracks now. Denison gets it free. Here he is again. In the hands of big Tom Franklin. Spun back. Peterson goes the other way with it. Iglesias to the outside. Good work defensively by LA. Denison, little fake there. Out there on the far touchline with Clark. No-look touch-on right there from Franklin. Mixing in a little basketball skills there. In the back, big Peffoletti. Now they work it towards the 5-meter. Denison spins it back now. Peterson's got it to the outside. He goes inside of the 5. Basad is stopped there. So good in this part of the field. He's really good in every part of the field, but he can finish with the best of them in this league. Inside of the 5 goes San Diego. Looking to take the lead back here. Mike Smith in there. He's got it now.
It's good. Roll, move.
Battle continues. Robshaw's got it. Whistle and a penalty here against LA. Not rolling away.
You can hear the forwards yelling, scrum, scrum, scrum.
Bodies all over the deck. Oh, what a sport.
Looks like that's actually Robshaw down again.
Yeah, looks like it is.
Just a great little passage of play. These little tip-on balls, what they allow you to do is beat that initial rush against the defense. They executed it several times. It was the first attempt, and as we see here, final passage of play. Robshaw comes in. They had the penalty advantage for not rolling away, and it looks like he got landed on awkwardly. Hopefully it's not that same shoulder.
Everyone getting a little H2O here, and we're still quite a ways away from the hydration break as you see number 19, Kenny Nesaginge, checking into the match for San Diego. He'll come in to replace C.C. Mahoney wearing the 5. We got a chance here, James. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there watching, and tip of the cap to all the fine fathers around our country and around the globe.
Especially all those rugby fathers. I know my father was John. Happy Father's Day. He was disappointed. He wanted me to start as a forward, but I just didn't have enough determination and grit, so I ended up hiding out in the wings. So, best intentions, Dad.
Yep. And you mentioned Robshaw earlier. That's kind of what made me think about it. Being a father and happy Father's Day to my dad, Tom, and Robshaw. You mentioned too, James, he hurt that shoulder earlier, favoring that left side, and you can see he is in excruciating pain.
Yeah, he's going, he's injured.
It's a massive loss for them. You can see his impact on this match already. Every time the ball has been slowed down by the Giltinis or there's been a turnover, he hasn't been far away from that. He's just, you don't see it. He's not the flashiest player, but what he does is so effective.
Thank you.
Here's the injury where it happened. You see him grimacing as he went down there, James, and I mean, it's just tough to see exactly what happened in that mass of humanity, but certainly weight coming down on him there does not help.
Just watch the scrum here. There's going to be a huge amount of pressure happening. They still have Paddy Ryan on the field.
Yep, 3.
Watch this matchup on the near side.
Mike Lash doing a little housekeeping, our referee, wearing the wireless mic.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Sent in by Denison. And
there. That's one and done. No more. No, because you had one to reset on you. You got it.
And with those new law changes, of course, that one reset, you're not allowed to have another scrum after that point. I know everybody was there. It was scrum, let's go again. Instead, they might just tap and go.
Looks like they are. Yep. Tap and go with the right boot. Smith's got it. Dropped in his tracks to the 5-meter. San Diego trying to get to the try line. They're inside of there about a half a meter from the line. San Diego called for the penalty. That is so costly right there.
We saw how effective their line-out was in the first half.
Yeah.
Instead, just choosing to tap and go. We can see here at the end, the ball actually spits out the side. We're about to see it. Ball was coming out. Instead of allowing the ball to come out, naturally, he used his hand to get the ball back in there. You can't do that. Just playing the ball on the ground and turn the ball over. But I just felt like go to your set piece in that instance. Put the ball to the sideline. Use your driving line out. You couldn't do a scrum, but take that line out opportunity to settle things down. When you do these tap and goes, generally they're only good off quick phase ball.
LA, the
3 and 1, stop.
number 2 defense in MLR. The touch under 18 points a match, and their wins, it's right at 19. And they win, they're scoring 43 a game. They have made quick work of most teams. They've scored 50 twice. They've scored 40 or more 5 times. But today it's a completely different animal as you get a great look at Torero Stadium. Paddy Ryan there. You see the substitution is Bowman. You mentioned him earlier in the match. He comes in to replace Paddy Ryan up front. Off the lineup. Giltinis on top by 2 here. A game that's a must-win for San Diego if they want to keep alive in the playoff race in the West. And tempers flaring again here. Gleason in the center of that for San Diego.
Back up here. Slow down. No, slow down. No, just stop. Stop. Everyone needs to chill.
You know, every time I hear just stop. They're just so calm.
It's
great
funny
appreciation.
His coaches up in the booth would have been giving him the exact same message. You looked and took that quickly.
I'm going to start looking at next.
You can see here, he just makes that extra movement when he's held on the ground. If you're held on the ground and the tackle's been initiated, you need to place the ball back and release it. He tried to get that extra roll in to buy time for his support players. And that was the penalty, as you see the extracurricular activity at the end of that.
Your guy Meeks in there again, where normally wears a double-digit number. He's normally a center. I mean, we talked about it earlier a little bit as we get set for this kick. You know, in American football, you don't see a kicker to do, man.
I think it's just like Superman. You get to put on the cape finally up front.
Well, they are from L.A., right? Showtime.
You get to put on the cape, so you have to magnify your personality to become a loose forward, and he's doing that today.
Joe Peterson here with a penalty kick. He's going to try it just over the halfway line. Peterson sends it down the pitch, and Joe Peterson did not connect. It remains a 2-point Los Angeles lead over San Diego. What do you think of that decision there?
That's the right call.
Yeah.
We talked about it before. The only 2 losses this season by the Giltinis were decided by those penalty kicks. Obviously, that New York game, there was 6 penalty attempts, and then at Atlanta, it was 3 points that was the difference, and that was what made it.
Yeah, the loss at New York, 18-16, back on May the 9th, 17-12 at Rugby ATL on the 29th of May. Here comes San Diego. Tion Lutz was yanked down there.
He had enough. He's on his feet. He's got right.
In L.A., doing the job here. They're getting possession.
They are so quick to get over the top of the ball. You know, defensively, they do such a good job because even the intent to get over the top of the ball just slows that ruck ball down and takes any of this quick play that San Diego wants to execute out of the game. That was Cottrell that time. That was copybook stuff by Cottrell, able to get in over the top of the ball. And even if he doesn't get it, he's listening to the referee. The referee says hands off. His hands are off. But in that process, he's taken 3-second ruck ball, moved it to 4-second ruck ball, and your defense is on the front foot.
Star number 10, Luke Carty, a free man. He's been out of the sin bin for a few minutes. Took a yellow in the 31st minute of the match. So now San Diego, they've been so good today defensively.
Playing advantage for the knock-on.
There you heard the word from Mike Lash. Advantage being played for a knock-on. Bring it back and reset. Scrum time again.
Too far. No,
you think that all of them, when they hear that scrum call by the Giltinis, they just kind of pucker up a little bit because it had been quite the contest so far in this match. But it's going to come down to territory. One thing this Giltini side does is, you know, the second fewest amount of turnovers in the league, only behind Utah. So when they're down in your territory, they're not going to turn the ball over and give you many opportunities. So if you're San Diego Legion and you're prone to giving away the ball, don't give it away in your own territory. You've got to get down their end of the field, and I would expect them to be kicking off the front foot with Peterson here. Settle things down, get down into that territory and put pressure on the Giltinis.
128 tackles made by San Diego. They have brought the hard hats for this one. In desperate need of a win.
Yeah, thank you.
And as many points as they could pick up, which would be 5. This one sent inside of the 22. Right back over the halfway line it goes, and you see the spot from the assistant referee, and that's where the lineout will come from.
Mike Lash is controlling all areas of refereeing today.
Use the line, guys.
He gave San Diego about another 10 meters on that from his AR. Certainly vocal. It's great hearing him on the mic.
Sure is. Dean Muir here. 59th minute of the match. Knocked away. Comes free, though. San Diego gets it nevertheless. Trying to counter. Take the lead back here. Down 2.
No, he's fine. You put him there. Get
Dyson spins it back. Peterson. Some room. Good tackle made there on the touchline. Great vantage point looking down at it. Way back into the middle. Here's Mike Smith. Just gets over the halfway line. Bowman there came in trying to clean some house. Chip and chase here. Can they get it? No. LA comes up with it. Battle for it.
Okay. I'll explain it to you honestly.
Near the fans' displeasure.
Come here. So all of this is dangerous, okay? When he's come in and he's lifted his knee, okay? And he's made it. Well, I debate it. That's why it's just a penalty, okay? No, it's just penalty.
Yeah, it was tough. I thought he was actually trying to kick the ball through or nudge the ball through there. The referee deemed it was dangerous, though. And it was a great kick, though. So it was Lutz that was able to put that kick in behind, and it generated a tremendous amount of pressure for the Giltinis.
So let's take a look back as we get ready for this line. Here it is.
Lutz sees the space in behind. Ryberg's having to turn to come back. Yeah, and he is actually, look, he's kicking that ball.
Yeah.
Might have been a little hard done by there.
That was Aramula, and the penalty called. Hydration break. 20 minutes remaining and a great one in San Diego. LA on top by 2.
Dustin Poirier wanted a better life, built it. Wanted respect, earned it. Wanted a title, won it. Decided to change the world, doing it. You know how my man keeps accomplishing everything he sets out to do? He believes that he can. Guaranteed Rate is a mortgage lender who understands the power of belief. First home, dream home, whatever your goal, you can make it real. Because if you believe, you will.
Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people. Sport can create hope where once there was only despair.
Welcome back here to Torero Stadium, LA on top of San Diego, 12-10. Chris Robshaw, huge signing for San Diego, has left the game. Let's check in with Abby on the sidelines with an update. Abby.
Robshaw, he just came back a few weeks ago, and it is the same shoulder. He has re-injured, dislocated it during the game, unsure of severity and recovery time at this moment.
Thanks for the update, Abby. Injured it in round 4 and just came back. I had San Diego and Toronto a couple of weeks ago, and he played a little bit in the second half, played last week, obviously. That is disappointing to see, just being a fan of the sport.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as with those shoulder dislocations, often the second time can do a little bit more damage as well. Let's just cross our fingers that it's nothing too serious, but I would imagine that would probably be the last time we'd see him in a Legion jersey this season.
There he is.
Come here, guys, black ball.
Not where he wants to be. A decorated player in the great sport of rugby. Ethan McVie has checked in. The artist formerly known as Ethan McVeigh. Ethan McVie.
Crouch.
His father reached out to the league yesterday and gave a little clarification on the history of his name. So it's McVie. He's a hometown product is McVie. Wearing number 22 there in the back. He was once coached at some Nike summer camps by head coach Zach Test. Now he's playing for him. I love stories like that, James.
Yeah, it's good to see. These teams have a lot of homegrown talent coming through. He's a San Diego native. You look on the other side, you've got on the bench, you've got Christian Rodriguez for the Giltinis, grew up in LA. Yeah. It's great to see these guys being able to play where they grow up and play professionally where they grow up. It's so important. Guys playing rugby at a youth level now know that they've got an opportunity to play professionally in their backyard.
It is great. Into the 62nd minute. San Diego in desperate need of a win. Here is the aforementioned Ethan McVie. Into the scrum half. Spot now. Checked in.
Head and shoulders. Go down. Not my issue.
Penalty called on LA there in the scrum. Peterson's got the pill in his hand.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there. I love the communication with Mike Lash. He looks at the turf and he said the turf came away beneath me. That's why I slipped over. And Lash says it's not my problem.
No.
Deal with it. So here's Peterson after the penalty on Los Angeles for the said slip.
No, I'll give you that. I'll give you the time. Time starts now. But you called shot.
He's going to kick this.
That's not my issue.
Try for 3.
That's not my issue. I've got it.
It was, what do they call table cards?
Okay.
Yeah. You can't pick it up once it's on the table.
Right.
And
It's
Peterson
down.
said,
You gotta play it.
You got to play it.
Yeah.
He played the 3-point card, take the penalty attempt.
That's right.
Can't second guess your hand.
Massive kick for Joe Peterson here. 3-4 meters over the halfway line. Peterson on the way, and it's short, played by LA. Send it down the pitch inside of their own 5-meter line, and there it finds touch.
It's not often we see Peterson struggle with range. I just wonder if there's a little bit of a breeze up there that may be hanging the ball up, because his last 2 kicks have struggled for distance.
Yeah.
There's 6 points left off the board.
That's right. Giltinis at the half had missed 4 kicks, 3 penalties, and 1 conversion. Might be onto something, James. That win could be the issue with both teams. 12-10, Los Angeles looking for their 10th win of the season. 9-2. Their only hiccups have come on the road. Both those losses came at New York, at Atlanta. 2 really solid outfits. I really like that Atlanta team. McVie spins it into the middle.
Release that clear! No.
McVie's got it again. Good look back. Little fake there. Now they try to work it. Knocked around. Los Angeles was on the ball first there, and they've come away with it. Big turnover forced by the Giltinis.
We'll come back. Lost 4 scrum.
They're playing very, very deep San Diego, so they know they're putting pressure on, but what it's allowing them to do when they play that deeply, it's allowing the defense to slide, and the Giltinis are able to slide out, and they're not finding a lot of space on the outside. That instance, Peterson just tried to force a pass through, should have just kept it in hand and kept that pressure on. But we're talking about this defensive, Darren Coleman's done a fantastic job with his side. You look at all the changes they've had today, and if you take a look at, what a significant amount of changes does for your attack, what does it do for defensive cohesion? And they look like they've been playing together defensively for a long time. The communication is unbelievable, and that communication only comes as a result of great culture.
4 starters out. The original selections that were made on Friday, 7 out of their lineup from last week's selections. Goddard had it, lost it. Had it, took a look, took his eye off it. And San Diego will try to capitalize off of that. McVie is dropped there, taken down by the Giltinis. Good quick tackle made by LA. McVie's got it again, but
the first one. Scrum, black ball.
There's the verdict from Mike Lash. This is the 4th time this has happened in this match. We're late in the season, man. Every game, every point, every play, every sequence matters a whole lot more. Here's a look back as Goddard knocked it on there. Right to Smith.
Ken. Look, we can only deal with what we've seen on the field, okay? We don't have a TMO, we don't have the extra options. Yeah, and I've reported with both of them, and neither of them have seen that. Dave?
That's fine.
Okay. No, yeah, but Dave, just please.
Mate, you've been talking about this all match, and we're trying to minimise it.
Dave,
it's still happening.
Yeah, so if I see something next, I'm going to deal with it, okay?
So we can get away with
That's the end of it, okay?
Yeah.
Have a word. No.
Captain's there, getting the word from Mike Lash. Scrum coming up for San Diego here in the 67th minute.
Good luck.
2-point lead for Los Angeles.
Both options to attack here. They got a short, maybe 15-meter blind side, and chosen to leave a player out there, so all options are on.
Let's go, Half. Let's go. Let's go.
McVie got it in there. You heard Lash telling McVie to get in there and find it. And a penalty called against LA there. Issues with a scrum once again.
Let's go.
Joe Peterson is going to look to give San Diego the lead again. Third time he's tried this.
Yeah, and referee Lash asked him if he was going to play that card. He said, "You sure you want to play that card? You sure you want to kick?"
The KG veteran gets it set here. 36 years old is Peterson. Massive 3 points here for San Diego to get back on top here. Toe meets leather on the way from Joe Peterson, and Joe Peterson, he sticks it. And the Legion are on top again. They're up 13-12 in the 69th minute.
And really importantly, 12 minutes of holding possession in the right area of the field against a team like the Giltinis puts you in a good position to be able to take an opportunity like this. Made no mistake of it that time.
Kept his card on the table.
He did. He was sure he wanted to play that card this time, so when you know you got an ace in your pocket, you play the hand.
Play it, man. Legion get it back here. On top by 1. San Diego began the day 31 points, 5 behind Austin. The Gilgronis play at Starfire Stadium tonight in Seattle, 8 Eastern. Legion needing points. Stay alive in the playoff race. LA and Utah both tied with 46. The day began. Utah with another comeback clutch win for them. That's 3 in a row for Pittman and his guys. McVie spins it out. Penalty called there on San Diego. Giltinis take over here.
Tell you what, I don't think Billy Meeks is going to get back the 7's jersey, because, I mean, I'd have to go through the statistics, but I'm not sure Loose Ford has had that many turnovers, and he's an inside back. That was great work over the ball again. It's just the ability for them to be able to chop a player down, and that support player on defense is right there every time, over the top of the ball, coming in correctly through the gate, and just enforcing turnovers. It's just taking any momentum out of this attack.
Los Angeles, they're going to call on Carty to try and put themselves on top once again.
It's going to go in the middle, Seru.
By 2 if Carty can stick this with a right. And Carty, well off the mark, booted back down there by San Diego, and it stays in play. Now the Giltinis, heavy shot delivered there, big time stick there on the tackle. It's been that kind of effort from these teams. San Diego, first half, held the Giltinis 2 occasions that come to mind inside of the 5-meter and denied them points. Peterson sends it back down the pitch. Finding touch with that kick.
Yep. Who's live?
Here's that heavy shot, James.
Price tries to come back down the blind side and just runs into a brick wall. There's Kenny Asagenge.
Yep.
Big Fijian. North to south, there's only one direction he was heading with that big frame of his.
McNulty talking things over with his teammates. 71st minute, San Diego on top by 1. 13-12. Good line out executed there by the Giltinis.
That's one half, that's one.
Goddard, good fake. Goddard's got some space. Harrison Goddard gives it away. Powering on toward the try line and putting it down. What an effort turned in by Los Angeles to finish that play. Great work out of Goddard. And they dot it down, and the Giltinis are up 7 in the 72nd minute.
Just when you think they're running on a 4-cylinder hybrid, the Giltinis attack comes alive. It was Goddard.
Good fake. Goddard's got some space. Harrison Goddard gives it away. Powering on toward the try line and putting it down. What an effort turned in by Los Angeles.
Comes alive. It was Goddard. Great job down the blind side. He does a good job straightening here. And Ryberg still had a lot to do as he makes light work of Peterson running straight over the top of him and dotting down for his second of the game. Looked like Peterson had an angle. You just can't take a man that powerful, that high. 3 players. Iglesias tries it as well.
John Ryberg with a pair of tries. 17-13, my apologies. Not 7-5. And that one is banged through and started the 3 straight when they won in the last play in the last second of the match up in Seattle. San Diego trying to keep it alive here. In the back. Malcolm with the pill. McVie gives him a tap. Ethan McVie spins it to some space. Good tackle, knocked out of there. Legion get back on it. Peterson to the outside. Too high on the pass, though. And it goes into touch. They call it full-time win for the Giltinis. Clink, clink, raise the glass again. They win their 10th of the season in untypical like Giltini fashion. They've been blowing the doors off of everyone. Today they dug in, 4 starters out. Guys like